So here you can see what all we are going to discuss here about Angular, features, roadmap, then installation, then creating workspace. So here we'll create Angular applications. Angular workspace also will create. Okay. And here you can see application flow, Angular application flow we'll discuss. Then Angular architecture is there, file system, all these we are going to discuss. And then we are going to discuss about components, Bootstrap integration. We'll use Bootstrap also here. Then developing single page applications. And here we are going to discuss everything related to TypeScript. Like everything we'll discuss. Because in Angular framework, we are going to use a TypeScript. Node.js also is used. I'll tell you what is the purpose of Node.js in Angular, why we are using. All these will discuss. Okay. So here you can see typing system, TypeScript types, enum, constants, arrays, functions, then fat arrow functions, callback functions, interfaces, object-oriented programming, everything we'll discuss. So here, when we say about Angular, like the related course, the alternate course is a React.js. Okay, so React.js is there and Angular is there. In React.js, JavaScript is used, but in Angular we are going to use TypeScript. We are going to use TypeScript. Okay, and when we are working with this Angular framework, then we'll use a Node.js, we'll use TypeScript. I'll tell you what is the purpose of all this. And here you can see data binding, directives, pipes, routing, component communication, services, Angular forms. So here we'll mainly focus on template, reactive forms will focus. Reactive forms. So reactive forms follows MVC architecture, MVC design pattern, model view controller. So if a student, if you do not know what is design pattern, what is MVC design pattern, many design patterns are there. Like MVVM is there, then MVT is there, many other design patterns are there. So in reactive forms, we are going to use MVC design pattern. In template driven forms, we are going to use in template driven forms, we are going to use MVVM design pattern will use. Okay. So students, if you do not know about design patterns, I'm going to teach you like what is MVC design pattern, what is MVVM. So why we should use design patterns while developing websites. All these we'll discuss. So here you can see RxJS library, observables, subscriber, observable is there, then subscriber is there. Okay. And this is to work with AJAX functionality. So to work with AJAX functionality, asynchronous operations, we'll discuss this. So if you are not having idea like what is AJAX, then how it is going to work, we'll see in our examples. And here you can see NGRX library. In React.js, we'll call this as Redux. So there will in React.js we'll call Redux. Here we are calling as NGRX library is there. And here you can see working with web API. So here we are going to create a web API or REST API in ASP.NET Core, in .NET Core. In .NET Core, we are going to create REST API or web API. So I'll tell you what are the differences between website and web API, like REST API. We'll see differences. Okay. So we'll see what website is going to do, what web API will do. Web API means REST API. So REST API means we'll call as web services. So we are going to create web service in .NET Core, ASP.NET Core, and then we are going to call that in Angular application. So why we should develop web API or REST API or web services in .NET Core or else in ASP.NET Core is it is used to interact with the database. So to interact with the database, we'll use web services or web API or REST API will use. So that is going to connect to the database. So when we are creating a web API or REST API in .NET or else in Java or else in Python, like in Django, then that you can call it in Angular application. So if you know how to create a REST API, web API or web service, then you can call that in Angular application. You can Angular application we can call. Okay, and here I'm going to teach how to create a REST API calling in Angular application, how to perform all the operations, adding, viewing, editing, deleting. So all these we are going to discuss. All these we'll discuss. Okay. So here I'll give you notes every day. I will send you the notes, and every day you will get the recorded sessions. You'll get. So no need to be like tensed here. So you can slowly, happily you can learn. If you have any doubts in the class, you can talk to me. You can discuss with me. If you are not understanding anything, you can talk to me. So everything you can learn in detail. Everything you can learn in detail, and I will help you out in this practice also. If you are doing practice, I will come to office. Okay. So if I'm in office, you can come with your laptops, and if any application is not working, Angular application is not working, I will do it. Okay. So you can, if you stay in Hyderabad and if you can come to the office, institute, you please come. I'll be there and I will help you in coding, and I'll help you in application. These all these I'm going to tell you. Okay. So when you finish this course, then you should be ready to go for Angular developer interviews. So Angular developer interviews, because whatever is necessary for Angular developer, we are going to I'm going to teach everything related to Angular developer. After that, if you when you go for interviews, I will tell you like what questions they'll ask, what they will give in system test. So if they conduct a machine test, and I will tell you what applications they'll ask, what integration they are going to ask. I will teach all these. So then no need to worry about anything. So if you are a .NET developer, you can learn Angular. Okay. If you are a Python developer, you can learn Angular. If you are a Java developer, you can learn Angular. But if you are interested only to go for Angular developer interviews, your wish. You can go. Okay. So here I am not just focusing on like content for .NET developers. So this is independent content. This is independent course. It is not just for .NET developers. Java developers can learn, Python developers can learn, and if you do not know .NET or Java or Python, you can learn this. I'm going to tell you from the scratch to advanced level. I'm going to teach, and finally we are going to discuss about deployment also. Not just developing applications, we are going to deploy application Angular website in Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure we are going to deploy, and we are going to deploy in GitHub. So we will see various deployments we'll see, because you need to know how to do deployment and how to access through internet. Every time, instead of accessing from local system, you can access from through internet. You can access the website. That we'll see in the last deployment and all. We are going to discuss in the last. Okay. So here, when you are working with Angular framework, so here we are saying this as Angular framework. We are saying here, when we say about Angular framework. So here you can see Angular means it is open source framework. It is open source, and it is a cross-platform framework. So Angular is open source. You can see what code is there. Okay, like what files are there. All these we can see. and it is a platform independent. So it works in any operating system. So if you develop Angular application in Windows if you develop, then it works in Unix, Linux, then Mac OS. In other operating systems, it is going to run. So it is a platform independent. Okay, and Angular framework is a developers framework here. Developers framework means it provides end-to-end solution for the developers. End-to-end solution for the developers. Like here we can say creating websites, developing websites, then debugging websites, running websites, then testing websites, finally deployment. So in Angular framework, you can do all what the developer wants. You can do everything in Angular, like building applications, developing application. Application means website. In Angular, when we say Angular application means website. Okay. And here you can see building, then debugging, then testing, then deploying. All these we can do. From beginning to ending, you can do in Angular framework. Okay. So when we say framework here, I'm using word framework. Okay. So when we say framework, in framework, everything is ready here, like ready-made code will be there, like many files are created, so many packages will be there. Okay, many packages like code is ready-made code will be there. So here no need to write lot of code into this. Framework means ready-made code will be there. So with the help of that code you can work with the applications easily you can work with. So here coming to Angular, it is used for developing single page applications. So whenever you want to develop single page applications, then Angular is used, and also you can use React.js also you can use. React.js you can use. Okay, so here we can use Angular. So don't think that Angular is having very less market. Angular is having very good market. Like .NET developers works on Angular, Java developers works on Angular, Python developers works on Angular. Okay, and only those who know Angular they can work as Angular developers. They can do that. Okay, so single page application means in one page, in single page, in a single page, in single page, entire you can work with the entire contents instead of moving from one page to another page. Okay, instead of moving from another one page to another page, you can do you can do your entire work in single page. You can do everything in single page. So that is available. Okay. So if you create a single page application, in single page, if you are accessing the entire content, whatever you want to work, whatever data that you want to see, if you are getting everything in single page, okay, then it will be like user friendly, like users will like this. Okay, so that is the main purpose of single page application. Like when you take where this Angular is suitable is for online shopping, online shopping cart websites. It is like suitable. Like for example, Amazon is there, online shopping sites, shopping cart website, Amazon, Flipkart, or else if you take like online food delivery apps, like Swiggy is there, and like if you take Zomato, and other like are there no like groceries delivery apps, Zepto, like all these for all these it is suitable. For all these, it is suitable. So if you are developing banking application, or if you are developing a website for a college or university, or if you are developing a website for state government organization or central government organization, for any business, okay, not e-commerce, for any business, then we will not use Angular. Like we may use For those websites, we'll use .NET, we'll use. Okay. And we'll use other .NET or Java, other. So whenever you are working with e-commerce websites, like online shopping websites and all, then Angular is suitable. Angular is recommended. Okay. And here you can see it is used to develop progressive web applications. Progressive web applications means like it is used to develop a platform specific application. Platform is OS. OS specific applications can be OS specific applications can be developed. OS specific applications can be developed. So if I'm running Angular website, if I'm running Angular application in Windows, so it looks like it is Windows application. If I run Angular application or website in Angular website in Linux, so it looks like a Linux application. So if I run in Mac OS, it looks like a Mac OS application. Okay, so here we are going to develop platform specific applications. We are going to develop platform specific applications. Okay, and here when we are working with this single page applications, so what I said is it is useful for like e-commerce, then like online business, okay, and online shopping sites it is used. So when I'm saying this, you may be having doubt, like why this should be used. Okay, see in all these websites, what I said, like for example, if you take Amazon or Flipkart, or if you take Zepto, or if you take Swiggy or Zomato, if you take all these, okay. So what happens is when end user wants to buy something or wants to do payments and all, so for end user a lot of data should come into his browser. Lot of data, temporary data should come into his app or into his browser. Then user can filter the data and can use it. Like for example, if I want to buy TV, LED TV, if I want to buy, when I open that Amazon site, and if I give the information, it will show many options. Okay, it will give many options. Means whatever we are filtering, whatever we are searching, the related data should come into our browser or should come into our application. Lot of data should come. It can be like a LED TV or a washing machine or refrigerator or shirts or shoes or it can be anything. It can be anything, whatever we want to buy. Like for example, if I want to put order for breakfast or lunch or dinner, we'll get many options, many restaurants, many items you'll get. Okay, so in our browser, okay, in our application, lot of data should come from the server. Then we can filter the data and then we can use it. We can use it. Okay, so means this should not happen for other websites. Like for example, if you work with banking websites, if employee is using the website or if a customer is using the website, then no need to dump the data in their browser, no need to dump the data in their app, not required. So whatever data they're accessing, it comes from the database. But with shopping cart websites, with online shopping websites, see here, timing is for class timing is every day 9 to 10, and fees details you please talk to the team. Okay, they will tell you the details. Okay, so here whatever data is there in the server, like restaurants details, or food items, or groceries details, or like shoes or t-shirt or clothes, anything. Whatever you want to buy, that information should come from server to our local system, like to our browser or to our app, to our website. Temporary data will come. So when you get temporary data, then we are going to filter the data, and finally we'll add that into the cart. This is going to happen. Okay. So then if you want to get temporary data into browser, into our app, then Angular is suitable here, because we are going to do online shopping in e-commerce website, online shopping websites, shopping cart websites. We are going to do it. Okay. And next is when we are working with this, like Angular here, like we'll not go for developing website, banking websites, or other applications like which are used in like e-Seva or me-Seva centers websites, or any website which is used in organizations, companies and all. So this single page application is not required, not necessary, because there every time they'll work with the database. For any operation, they will interact with the database, like in other websites I'm telling. But in Angular websites, we are going to work with the temporary data, like groceries details, or fruits details, or vegetables details, or breakfast items, anything, or like shopping details, everything. So we'll work with temporary data that comes from the server. So that temporary data is available in browser, in app, and we are going to filter the data. And finally, when you do payment, when you do the payment, then the details will go to the server. Okay. So adding it to cart, adding items, removing items, when you do all this. So you are working on temporary data only. Okay. And finally, when you confirm the payment and all, when you confirm the shopping, then when you click on pay, then from temporary data what you have taken, you will select few things, few options. Then finally, when you do payment, then the details are submitted to the database, will submit it to the server. So for that, this Angular is used. So students, what I said is, you are going to develop a website. Angular is a framework is for developing website. What is that website? Single page application. Single page application means in single page you can do your entire work. Okay. So it will be very interesting when you attend for the classes. All the students will understand what I am saying. And all the students can do practice. All the students can do the project. All the students can do deployment, because it will be very clear. The concepts will be very clear. All the students happily you can learn. So if you are not good in programming also, you will understand my classes, and you can develop single page application. I will give you the guarantee here. I'll give you guarantee. Okay. So because it is not difficult like other languages, this is very easy. Okay, with if you concentrate, you can learn easily. You can learn here. Okay, and here when we are working with this single page application, so students may have doubt like how this is going to work here, how single page application will works. So here when you are working with this, let us say this is a page here. This is a page. So here you can see the diagram here. This is HTML page, students. This is HTML page. Let us say this is HTML page. So HTML page is separated into sections. HTML page is separated into sections here. So it is separated into sections. Okay. So in CSS, you can create these using div tag in CSS, students. In div tag, in CSS, you can create these using div tag, HTML div tag. Okay. So depends on the requirement, you are going to create sections. You can separate the page into section. Like header section is there. So in this header section, you can place website title, website logo. Then you can place a search option, and you can place other content, other information. Navigation bar also you can place. Hyperlinks you can place. Hyperlinks. So left section will contains hyperlinks. Hyperlinks like anchor tag will use. So left section will call it as a quick launch bar. Quick launch bar. So quickly you can navigate to the required options. Quickly you can navigate to the required options here. Okay. So when we are working with this quick launch bar in Gmail website, you will see this. See, in Gmail, when you enter into the website, left side you'll get inbox, compose, sent, draft, like all. It will show no, that is quick launch bar. Quickly you can navigate to the required options. And here you can see content section is there. So here you can show the content. You can show the images, advertisements, controls you can display. Whatever data that you want to show it in the web page, that you will show it in content page. And right section is there here. You can create even right section also. It is used to show the advertisements, then installation options, all these we can give. Okay. See, here I am telling you some sections in the page, but these are not fixed. You can create only 3 sections, or you can create 4 sections. Depends on the requirement. And here you can see footer section is there here. Footer section. So footer section means you can give some information like uh, incorporation, like it will show a INC, like incorporation, and you can give the other details here, like some links you can give in footer section. So HTML page, HTML file is separated into sections. Okay, sections. So coming to Angular, Angular is called as a component-based framework. It is called as what, students? Component-based framework. Component. Okay. So in Angular, page is separated. What page? HTML page. HTML page is separated into sections, into components. Okay. In Angular, HTML page is separated into components. That's why I'm saying Angular is called as component-based framework. So page is separated into components. We can say components as sections, or we can say components as partitions. Partitions. So we are going to separate the page into components. Okay, like a header component, left component, content component, a right component, footer component. Like this, we can create. Components are called as what? Sections, or we can call them as partitions. We are separating the page into partitions. The partitions, what we are saying here, we are calling it as component here. We are calling it as components. Okay. So in each component, you can display static data, or you can display dynamic data. Static data or dynamic data. Okay. So static data means what? Which runs in browser, like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, then jQuery, Bootstrap. All these comes under static data. Static. Static data means works in browser, runs in browser. So in each component, you can show dynamic data. Dynamic data means which loads from the server, which comes from the server, which comes from the server. Okay. So students, when you work with websites, when you are working with websites, you know static pages, dynamic pages. Okay. So static pages means what? Like HTML pages with HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, all these. Dynamic pages will be there. Dynamic pages, how you can work with dynamic pages? using back-end coding or back-end technologies, server-side technologies. Okay. So static pages means what? Front end. Front end. Static means front end. Dynamic means back end. Back end means server side. So where you can develop dynamic web pages, where you can develop dynamic websites. In .NET you can develop. In Java you can develop. In Python you can develop. Okay. And in Angular also you can work with dynamic content, dynamic data. Dynamic data will use. Okay. So here you are going to work with, so what I am saying here is students, when you are working with websites, you will see static pages and dynamic pages. Static pages contains HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, all these. Static pages are controlled by the browser. Okay. Dynamic pages are there. Dynamic pages contains backend coding. Backend coding or server-side coding. Dynamic pages. Okay. So when we say backend coding or server-side coding, then dynamic pages are controlled by the server, not browser. Server is going to control. Server will controls because dynamic pages will bring data from the server and will send data to the server and will interact with the database tables. All this is done with dynamic pages. Okay. So here what I'm saying here is when we are working with Angular, in Angular framework, page is separated into components. Each component can display static data or dynamic data. Anything depends on your requirement. Static data it can show dynamic data also. Okay. So for static data, we'll use like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, all these we'll use. And for dynamic data, to work with dynamic content, we'll use TypeScript. TypeScript we are going to use. Today I'm not talking about TypeScript Node.js. In tomorrow's session, we'll discuss about TypeScript and Node.js. We'll discuss and other things related to Angular. We'll see. Okay. So what I'm saying here is Angular is used to develop a single page application. Single page application means in single HTML page, you can access your entire data. You can access whatever data you want, you can access. You can do your entire work. You can do your entire work in single page. Instead of moving from one page to another page, you can do your entire work in single page. How it is possible? Through components. So in Angular framework, web page is separated into components. Into components. Okay. Like components, what we'll say in general words, like components means like sections or partitions, we'll say. Components can display static data or dynamic data, anything. Anything it can display. Static data or dynamic, depends on the requirement. Dynamic data means which comes from the server, sending, receiving data from the server, interacting with the database. All this comes with dynamic data. Okay. So once again, I'm giving you clarity. So while working with website students, you are having two pages here, two pages, static pages, dynamic pages. Static pages are controlled by the browser. Static data will say like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, all these. Dynamic data means dynamic web pages are there. Dynamic pages are controlled by the server because they will show data from the server, they will send data to the server, they will interact with the database tables, all this is done. Okay. So dynamic web pages contains what? Backend coding or server side coding, not client side. Server side coding. What is server side coding? Like we'll say C sharp in .NET C sharp. In .NET C sharp. Like Java is backend coding. For backend coding it is used in websites. In websites. In websites. Okay. Python is used. So here C sharp language, Java language, Python language, all these are treated as, all these are considered considered as back-end coding or server-side coding. So here in Angular, what we use, TypeScript will use. TypeScript we are going to use. I will tell you about TypeScript also, not in today's session. In next sessions, I'll discuss what is Node.js, what is TypeScript, then how TypeScript, if TypeScript is server side, then how it works in client side, how it runs in browser. All these we are going to discuss. TypeScript also do rendering, conversion. If TypeScript is server side, then you should have doubt like how it works in server. Okay, so I said C sharp is server side, Java is server side, Python is server side, TypeScript is also server side. Browser cannot understand C sharp, browser cannot understand Java, browser cannot understand Python, browser cannot understand C sharp, sorry, TypeScript. So you need to know like how it is going to work here, how it will works. So here rendering or conversion will be there. Okay. So what I said now here is page is separated into components. Okay. So page is separated into components. Page is separated into components, and in each component we are going to display static data or dynamic data we are going to display here. Okay, so like for example, if I am using Amazon here, online store, so here if I say Amazon.in, so it is developed using component based framework. Okay, so here you can see in the beginning you can see this is there here, like this is main navigation bar, this one from here to here. So this is one component, and you can see sub navigation bar is there, this is another component. Okay, so in Amazon site, page is separated into components here. Page is separated into components. Now here you can see this banner is there here. This is another component, and here you can see four columns are there. Four columns means you can see four components. So in Amazon site, you can see many components, not just four components. What I said before. Okay, only just four components I said in the diagram, but here it is having many components. Like you can see, like all these are components only. All these are pages separated into components. Okay, and here in Angular, when you create a page with components, then here page reloading is not there. Page reloading concept is not there. Page will not reload. Page will not reload. Okay, page will not reload here. So components are loaded from the server.
என்னப்பா
So please unmute. Please unmute. So here you can see here in Angular, page reloading is not there. You will not get the page here. So page reloading is not there. Components will load from the server. So if you want to show the data in components, data is updated in the components. Data is updated in the component. Whatever data you want in components, then server will update the data in components. And you can get a new component from the server, not the page. Not the page. You will get a new component from the server. Okay. So here, what happens is a page will not reload. You will not get the page. Only components are loaded from the, only components are updated by the server. Whatever data you want, components will update, and new components also will come. So now see, here you can see main navigation bar, sub navigation bar is there. Okay. So if I want to see today's deals, when I click on this, then new component is coming here. This whole thing is new component. You can see main navigation bar is fixed, sub navigation bar is fixed. If it is fixed means page is not changing. Page remains same, but only components will load from the server. So here you can see today's deals is there, like mobiles I'm clicking. So only components are loading here. Page is not loading. Only components are coming from the server. Here you can see. Components are coming from the server here. Like this. So here whole thing is changing here. Page is changing here. Not this one. Here you can see. So main navigation bar, sub navigation bar is fixed. Whatever you are getting here, components are coming from the server. So in component, you can display news, advertisements, controls. Okay, like dynamic data, you can display from the server, static data or dynamic data, whatever you want to display, you can display it. Okay, so students, like today I've told very few things I've told today. Okay, today I've told very few things. And tomorrow I'm stopping now. And tomorrow we are going to discuss about other things. Tomorrow I'll tell what is Node.js, what is the role of Node.js in Angular, what is the TypeScript, and what are the other features of Angular. And we are going to discuss about other basic things also. Like I'll tell what is Angular JS, what is Angular, what are the differences. So many other things are there that we need to discuss. So tomorrow we'll discuss about all this, and I will tell you the features of Angular also. Angular features we are going to discuss. Okay, so here not only just taking classes, not only just delivering the content, so I'll give you technical support also. If you stay in Hyderabad and you can come to office, I'll be there, and you can do practice, and you can like if you are not getting anything, if your applications are not working, I'll be there. I will solve the problems. I'll give you technical support also. Okay, and students, those who are attending now, yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. If you have any queries, you please ask. If you want to talk to me, please unmute and talk to me.
Sir, duration?
Duration is 40 days.
Okay.
Every day 1 hour. Like demos means 1 hour like that I'll take. When I start the concepts, then sometimes it may extend also 1 hour 15 minutes like that. Sometimes depends on the examples. Like if it is like advanced concepts, REST API and all, it takes time. Like 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes. Not now. Like advanced concepts. See, every day I will chapters wise I'll send you the notes. You can happily you can do practice, and if any doubts are there, you can ask me in the class. I will clarify. No need to worry because uh, uh, like whatever doubts you will have, I will clarify. So in that you no need to worry.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, please provide some small exercise.
small.
Exercise.
Yeah, I'll give you assignment, students. Like depends
Okay, sir.
on the chapter, I'll give you assignment so that you have to complete and you have to send it to me.
Okay.
ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంకేం డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగొచ్చు, మీరు తెలుగులో అడగొచ్చు, నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను.
Sir, what is
Yeah.
temporary data? Actually, you told like for that Angular we use.
See, in our websites, no, like shopping, like let us say groceries.
Okay.
Groceries websites will be there, no? Like
Mhm.
in groceries website, like when we are doing shopping, a lot of data should come into our browser or our app so that we can select. Okay, so
Mhm.
groceries means it may be in thousands, no? That data should come into our browser, into our app, so that we can select and we can add it into the cart. So
Mhm.
whatever data that is coming into our browser, into our app, that is in the server only. That data we are getting here, that is temporary only. Okay, like
Mhm.
groceries you can take, or you can take any other information like shoes or clothes or like food items, anything that should come into our location, into our
Mhm.
app, into our browser, so that we can select and we can filter and we can do shopping. For that it
Mhm.
is used. But in banking websites, in college related websites, in other organization, that is not required, because they will see only their information. They will see only their data. Other information, bulk data, no need to come to their location. But here bulk data should come in, especially with online shopping websites, e-commerce websites and all. Like for example, Redbus is there. Redbus, Abibus, online bus or like bookings sites will be there, no? So there we should get lot of information about the whatever buses they have, then all this. That temporary data in their server that should come into our browser or our app. Bulk data should come into our browser, bulk data. Then from that
Okay.
bulk data, we are going to filter and we are going to use it. Okay, this happens with online shopping only. Online groceries, online food, then online purchasing of electronics, anything. Like we'll see, in Amazon and all. For whenever you
Mhm.
want a bulk data from the server, whenever you want to dump bulk data in browser or else in app, then this Angular is used, because it will provide that facility to maintain bulk data in browser, to maintain bulk data in app, to maintain, so that we can
Mhm.
filter and we can use it. Okay.
Okay.
uh, any doubts?
Sir, are you taking React classes also?
No, no, madam, no, I'm not taking. Okay, students, any doubts? Telugu students, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి.
Hello, sir. Whatever point you highlighted at the starting, so are you going to every point in details from scratch?
Yeah, yes. 40 days means 40 days means every day I will take 1 hour class, 1 hour 15 minutes, sometimes 1 hour 30 minutes also it may take. During
Every
here,
everything like dynamic menus and based on the role basis, access role basis on menus.
yeah, everything we'll discuss. Everything in detail with examples, with real-time examples.
Okay.
Sir, Sunday also classes are there.
No. Sunday I won't take class. Sunday no class. From Monday to Saturday classes will be there.
The time is fixed, right? 9 a.m.
Yeah. Timing is fixed, 9 to 10. So anything to ask the students? తెలుగు స్టూడెంట్స్ మీకు ఏం డౌట్స్ ఉంటే నన్ను అడగొచ్చు తెలుగులో.
How much cost, sir?
Cost you please ask them. Ask iTask team, you ask.
Okay.
They will communicate, they will talk to you. Okay?
Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay, students, I am signing off. Tomorrow we'll continue with the other basics, other things related to Angular.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.